The one song that reminds me of growing up, oh god, well there's millions, but Fire and Rain by James Taylor. It's a very nostalgic song for me, and it's also really good. Would be a song by an artist called Rufus featuring the great Chaka Khan, because it's a song called Tell Me Something Good, and my sister used to play this song. It's extremely funky, I mean really funky, and it's just such a great, like, soul-y disco bit of brilliance, and it just, even if you hear it now, you won't be able to stop doing the moonwalk. The Waiting Room by Fugazi, which was who were a kind of post-punk hardcore band. I think they were from Washington DC, if I remember rightly, and it reminds me of when I was a little skateboard punk when I was a kid, and me and all of my friends used to listen to these guys and skate around and thrash and just feel like anything was possible. So when no one's around, I like to try and regain that feeling. This would be probably Michael Jackson's entire back catalogue, but also his anything from Off the Wall, including the song Off the Wall, because my kids have recently discovered Michael Jackson, and we've been having a big disco 70s thing going on in my car. So it's like a disco, my car. Which, for my first wife, who is still my wife, was a song by Neil Young called Harvest Moon, because it's the most romantic song we could think of at the time, and it's in waltz time, which is like ta 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 ta, which means you can do like silly waltz style dancing. Covering songs, oh man, I try not to, because it seems to be like the thing that everyone does. Everyone asks you to do a cover. It's like, if you can't think of anything, do a cover. So I kind of don't like doing covers. I never really did. And I actually tried to do a cover recently of a Joni Mitchell song called Hejira that's really complicated, and I realised that I couldn't really do it because she's a genius, and you can't really, she's just a one-off, and you can't do a version of it because she is the version of it. So yeah, I have a complicated relationship with covers, but we have done them as a band many times. You know what? I think I'd want to sing with Stevie Wonder, because he's just such an exciting vocalist. He did a song called Don't You Worry About a Thing. I can't remember what album it was from. It might have been from Inner Visions, I'm not sure. But yeah, he's just so much fun. I think it would be amazing to sing with him. Yeah, so Stevie Wonder would be my pick today. Oh man, my all-time blues hero. Probably some of the other guys in the band would be better at this question. Eddie on bass, or Rob on drums, or maybe Gail. In fact, Gail is like a real blues man. He kind of had a huge blues thing going on when we were younger. But if it was me, somebody who Gail introduced me to is a guy called Chris Whitley, who's, I'd say, a blues influenced artist. And he did a song called, he did an album rather called Dirt Floor, and that was just such a good record. And watching him live, he played national guitar with a bottleneck and a foot stomp, and he, just one man on his own with a national guitar and a foot stomp, man, it used to get the whole place sweating and just almost raving. It was just crazy, and he was doing that at a time kind of before anyone else was doing it with such intensity and so developed in that way. Now it's kind of more normal, but check out Chris Whitley. He was doing that stuff years ago.